Model railroading is a hobby that brings out the child in all of us. That being said, sometimes young children don't exactly have the control and dexterity needed to not break our models into 100 million pieces. It's not their fault, they're kids. But how can we share this hobby with them and not break every train in sight? A special thanks to these model railroad businesses for supporting the channel in one way or another. Hey everybody, my name's Jimmy. Welcome to Coffee and Train. Today I'm drinking some more Donut Shop brand coffee. Have a lot of that right now, so I'm going through that. If you want to tell me what kind of coffee you are drinking and be featured just like these guys right here, you can do that in the comments below, and who knows, you just might see your name pop up on an episode of Coffee and Trains. Let's get into it, guys. Cheers. This video is coming from personal experience. I've definitely gone from, you can run a train, to, don't touch that, in a matter of seconds with them sometimes. So how do you share a love of toy trains with your children? Well, the first way to do this is wooden trains. You may also know it as Brio. You can do a lot of things with Brio. These are tough, simple wooden toys that can literally be thrown across the room without breaking. I know that because I've seen that. My son really got into these when he was about 3, and now he has tons of them, including a Norfolk and Western 611 wooden train. You can even get prototype models of various diesels and steam engines. Wooden trains are sort of a gateway drug to model railroading with. But what if your child wants to control the train on the tracks? Well, there's a couple of things that you can do. First of all, you can buy remote control wooden trains that go on those wooden tracks, and they're not that expensive. The budget-friendly option, though, is going to be one of those inexpensive train sets that are all over Amazon, eBay, whatever your discount website is. Now, don't look too hard at the road names and the details because they're going to give you a good chuckle as a model railroad. Bruh. These are great places to start. Now, if you have some money you can spend, consider a Lionel set, and you actually have a couple of options when it comes to these. Lionel has their ready-to-roll train sets, which you've seen me feature before. They have plastic wheels and plastic-bodied trains that don't conform to really any scale, but they're pretty close to about 1/32 G gauge, and they run between $100 and $130, somewhere around there. You can find them cheaper sometimes. The other option is a standard Lionel Starter Set. Lionel Starter Sets typically have engines and rolling stock from their Lion Chief line, which is their least expensive and pretty tough option compared to other trains. And I know because my son plays with my O-gauge Lionel stuff all the time, and it doesn't break. Lionel trains do tend to hold up a bit better to abuse of a 4 or 5-year-old versus your standard model trains. Now, I'm not saying that they're indestructible and you should supervise your children with them, but they're going to have an easier time putting trains on the tracks and operating the locomotives with that 3-rail O-gauge. Now, let's say you want to get them something that can transfer over to a new layout when you decide to build one, but they can play with it right now. Well, let me introduce you to Atlas Trainkids Acela train set. This is a toy train that runs on HO gauge track. That's right. It will run on your HO scale layout. It is battery powered and the cars connect magnetically. The track is all plastic and you can buy more of it if you want to expand. This is what I got my son for his upcoming birthday. He can grow with this train, and if he wants to do HO scale as his first layout, he can use this first. Plus, he absolutely loves passenger trains, especially Amtrak. So, what is age appropriate for the smaller, more realistic model trains? Well, that depends. Based on the answers people have given me, it seems like HO scale is somewhere between 6 and 8 and probably leaning more towards 8. I do see a lot of sets that say 14 years and older in both N and HO scales, and I would definitely say that N scale is probably older than 8, but probably in the 8 to 10 range. That's about when I started. This is because model trains need to be handled as models, not as toys. They're not as robust and tough as toys. They can break easily. So not only does a child need to not break a train, but they need to understand that they could break a train and they need to be careful not to. Now, all of this advice is subjective. You know your child and you know your trains. If you feel comfortable letting them run or hold a train, then by all means do it. My 4-year-old has no problem running a train on my layout, stopping at stations, and generally having fun with my supervision. The important thing is to set the rules for your kids to follow. My kids cannot be in the train room right now without me, for example. Just remember that if you have the train bug, your kids will likely at least get a mild case of it. And it's a great way to spend time with them. You just have to remember to take it slow and only let them play with what they can handle right now. When they can handle something more detailed, then celebrate it. I plan to with my kids. If you're interested in some more model railroad stuff, check out these model railroad businesses.
Scaletree.com. Scaletree.com makes hero and forest trees for HO and N scale. They also do custom trees for custom orders. Check them out at scaletree.com. Model Railway Backshop is a great place if you're looking for a quality paint job for your old or new brass model locomotive. If you're looking to get that brass model weathered, you can get that done too. Right now, you can get 10% off any brass model painting and weathering job by using the promo code NMRA10. Check them out at modelrailwaybackshop.com.
Let me know what age you remember starting to run your own trains, even if it's a little later in life. Leave that in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Jimmy from the DIY and Digital. Stay safe, be kind, drink some coffee, and happy railroading.